I think the best marketing presentation videos out of Artist Studio before I move out, I'm still moving out since August, are in this dirty studio. So yes, in my new place, presentation videos will be neat, just like in a gallery. The camera is going to focus on one painting, maybe two by comparison. But while I have opportunity to video and talk about those paintings, let's make long videos. So the symbolism, what is symbolism in artist's life, in artist's paintings? It's what you are trying to say, the novelty within the painting. What are those trees? Well, how did these trees become Andrei Bogoslowsky symbol in this particular? How did crab became naturally in the process of search for a magical landscape? This was a huge struggle. First, the crab was on the beach and the ocean was out there. There were no trees. There was an ocean. There was a horizon. So evolution of this landscape. And now the land is there, some kind of pink flowers. Then the beach, very thin, very fine beach. And then the whiter beach and a crab hiding there, right? So it simplified everything. And these magical stars and the heavy textures. The trees are actual organic elements added a year before I finished and I applied those colors. So the transformation of artistic process itself is an inspiration for the next step. So the decision to put pink sky is not necessarily there at the beginning of the painting, but it's there at the end of the painting, when I decided that this specific purple, pink, reddish, oranges next to very thin watercolor effect of green is very well set. And all of these colors back here, down here, all these grays, heavy browns, grays, they're not even browns, silver, lead, this heavy ocean, and these hidden textures, coins. So all of these elements, they compose the complete vision of the artwork. But it might take years. It might take years of transforming particular ideas this artist has between simplification of the landscape or adding new elements. The painting is not finished until the artist says the last word. It's finished, right? So I am saying I don't have anything to improve in this painting right now. But maybe a couple years will go by and I'll decide that these nails and spoons and this bowl have nothing to do with my vision. But right now, everything is working just fine, in my opinion. You understand? It expresses everything I'm trying to say. The constant change within the landscape, within the life itself. So this is what my artwork needs to reflect primarily. So no matter how complex and how heavy of ideas the artwork might be carrying, this smoking sky, I think it worked out perfectly. So a little bit of smoke in my paintings brings out something that cannot be done with a brush, and it stands out by very idea. It creates a different space, you see? This dark smoke space from smoke soot, it creates this very deep space. And when you have this tree, symbol of a tree attached, and it becomes even more magical when they're hiding in the blue, when they're not immediately visible, you understand? And this grass also is there, but it's not immediately visible. And all of these elements of this particular composition, they're sort of there, but like a ghost, not there. They're defined, very powerfully spoken, very, very strong decisions these artists make, and the painting really glows by the power of its own. Here's another example, another landscape, another simplification of all the elements and bringing it to existence with the power of color. Just color, just blue sky with this cream clouds and this bizarre ocean made of strokes and like Jackson Pollock lakes, and then the graphite And that's it. But yet, the complexity of those colors, you see, the color variations, a little bit green, more blue than here, it creates space itself. The cloud is made this way, that is closer over your head on the top and further away by the horizon. You understand? This particular yellow, off-yellow spots, everything is thought of. Everything is organized. Every little wave in this fantastic ocean, I call it ocean of love, or fantasy, it's an inner landscape of an inner world of a creator, an artist. The colors express the state of mind of this particular person. You understand? The novelty within your artwork, would it be a tree? Would it be a face of a beautiful woman? Would it be 5 million years in the future cactuses, because the planet is called Cactusia? It's my science fiction idea. The spirit, yes, the spirit, that's the right word. The spirit within an artwork is defined by color. You understand? It's you, artist, manipulating how much red is going to go in and next to how much blue, and what's it going to do? And what happens if you add a little yellow? Suddenly, it sings. If you add more yellow, it's not singing anymore. So there is this intuition process of manipulating colors in your artwork. Here's something very challenging to do. One of my series, I call it microwave radiation at the beginning of the universe. Sold out. I have only 3 left. So what it is, these are different groupings of colors manipulated by little dots. And there are thousands and thousands of little colors. But when you back up, the color groups, they assemble, self-assemble. Well, it's managed by me. Self-assembled in color groups. And some of those paintings are more bluish, some are more reddish, some are more orangish, and they can be exhibited any side up. And people love everything about the series. And it's like the simplest expression of what I was trying to say, which is microwave radiation at the beginning of the universe after the Big Bang. We had microwave radiation and still available. This is how we know there was a beginning. That's a science. So science inspired me to paint this kind of abstraction with no particular elements, with no individual brushstrokes. All I wanted to say is vibration of colors, not black and white dots, but of colors. And there are more and more paintings to talk about. And we should. Here's the still life started and actually was stretched, but I painted it in August 99. And this series of giant objects got sold very well. I have a couple rolled up. I never stretched, I never photographed, never showed to anybody. That's good. I'll stretch them and photograph them. But what is so beautiful about this piece, I repainted the top. I repainted the top, I think in September, and it's working well with the bottom. So somehow I managed to step ahead of 30-year-old painting or 25-year-old painting, you understand? So I took my progress into another level. After 20 years, I changed the background, the back of those glass and whatever can, and the giant size of the objects creates this cosmic fantasy that you are a little creature size of a grain of sand, and the objects around you are those huge objects, and they're made very spontaneously as if they were liquid. But when you back up, you see they're not liquid, they're solid. They're fairly solid by comparison to liquid background. Now, this is what I'm trying to tell you, to teach you about textures. How to paint gas next to liquid next to solid, how to express vibration, microwave radiation. It's emptiness, right? You don't see this stuff. So you need to diversify, and they need to be next to each other as a contrast. You understand? So liquidity is expressed in actual liquidity of